Like we
Be
never
rich,
left.
man. Hey, yeah. I mean, we don't ever leave, man. Look, we're always living in someone's thoughts out there, man.
Yeah, man.
There's always someone waking up saying, "I got to see what those Waterboyz are talking about." If nothing else, at least my wife is. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for the rest of the world, but at least she's waking up trying to see what we are talking about today. Well, look, man, without me even taking too much time, today we are joined by one of Atlanta sports talk radio's most well-known, who has a lot of thoughts. And, man, he's a really, really laid-back guy. Like, one thing, at least he comes across that way. I'm just meeting him in person, so we'll see if he's that way. But I enjoy listening to this
I feel
gentleman.
like I know him. I mean, to hear the voice, it's like, damn, that's really him. Like,
Man.
he hit me talking about he's honored to come on our show. Like, dude, we're honored that you're here.
I am.
What are you
100%.
talking about?
I am honored. No, it's you guys are. I didn't 62 when we before we started. It's episode 62. I thought it was way more than that. It just feels like, not to say that that's a small number, but like it seems like you guys have been everywhere the last couple of years with the way that this show's taken off. And I am honored. I'm happy to be here. You guys are like the hottest thing in Atlanta sports right now.
There we go. I like that. All right. I like that. All right.
Hey, Trey, who is that talking, man?
Hey, man, y'all got to give it up for 92.9 The Games. Right here, Andy Bunker from Andy and Randy. Y'all give it up for Andy Bunker. And you know what? I get to talk to you about one of my favorite cities and one of my favorite states, because one of the cities and I've been to a lot and I love it. I love going to Washington. Like I really do. Like I'm not.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I'm not giving you any BS. I love going to Seattle. I got a real close friend of mine. He's from Tacoma.
Oh, really?
And him and his family had moved to Seattle. I don't know. You ever heard of Sonny Bonaho? He's an artist from Washington.
Yeah, it's one of my best now.
Okay. Hey, you know what? It would look, and I'm gonna tell you why it wouldn't surprise me. We were in Seattle and we pulled up to the Seahawks Stadium, right? We pulled up to the gate. The bell rang. They said yes, and all of a sudden it said it was Sonny Bonaho, and they opened up the gate. True story.
Dude,
Yes, I need to meet him too. I don't have it like that in Seattle at all.
True story. We pulled up to the gate for the Seattle Seahawks. All he did, he rang the bell. They said yes, and he didn't say anything but Sonny Bonaho. And the gate opened up. And B-Rich was like, oh, damn, now that's hard. All he said was Sonny Bonaho, and they opened up the gate. You know what I mean?
I'm here for such and such, whatever. But Trey, what's the eating spot out in Seattle that we like?
Well, we went down to the pier. I know we went down to the pier, and when they dumped out,
Portland.
you thinking Portland? He's thinking about this restaurant we like in Portland called the Screen Door.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. So
I worked in Portland for a couple of years.
Yeah, the Screen Door. Yeah.
That's great food.
I don't think we found a particular restaurant in Seattle that we thought it was, but we went to the pier.
Screen Door is kind of like, it's almost kind of like southern.
It's southern.
Kind of like Southern brunch.
People would not think that Portland would have a great.
It was bussin'.
Let me tell you,
it's really good.
They got some really good fried lobster, and I think lobster's overrated, but their fried lobster was good.
Y'all making me hungry.
I never heard about
always
pimento cheese until I went to that restaurant, because we don't.
For real?
They did have
We don't
pimento
really
cheese
eat
there. What
Who eats pimento cheese?
They had it
I eat
there.
it now.
You eat it now? Is it
biscuits?
good?
What's on the biscuit?
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll put it on like bread with eggs,
Okay.
like a breakfast sandwich.
I thought you was young. That's old people food.
I mean, I got an old soul.
And so look, tell us this, like your journey. I mean, I normally like to ask guests what they're up to these days, but we know you're on 92.9 The Game. Andy, Randy, y'all have the show. Y'all times now is what, 11 to 2 now, right?
Yeah.
Y'all used to be 10 to 2, but now it's 11 to 2. So I won't necessarily just ask you what's going on now. I want to ask you like your journey. How did you end up in the great city of Atlanta? What brought you all the way from Washington? What was your journey getting to Georgia and Atlanta?
Love brought me here.
All right.
Yeah, so my wife now, who was then my girlfriend, got a job at CNN.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We met in graduate school in Boston.
Okay.
So I was kind of, globe-trotting already. But I grew up in Seattle, got in sports radio there, worked there for about 10 years, and it was going okay, but I kind of had hit the ceiling a little bit. So I thought, go back to school, see if I can get a little bit better at it. And so I got my master's degree in broadcasting at Boston University and met my wife there. She was studying the same thing. And so when we graduated, I got a job in Portland, Oregon. Like I was saying. She got a job in Atlanta.
Wow.
So we went to school to get those jobs. So we did it. We pursued the jobs and kept the relationship going across the country. And I mean, that sucks. It's not fun to be
5-hour flight.
5-hour flight. Yeah. I mean, it's 3 time zones away. FaceTime's great, but it's not the same thing. So we did that for almost 2 years. And then
Wow.
I don't remember, it was 2016. The end of the Portland Trailblazers season, they lost in the second round of the playoffs to the Warriors. And I had told them, when this season's over, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
I loved working there, and I loved covering the Blazers, and it was a fun city. I wouldn't say it's a great sports city, but the Blazers fans are passionate. So it was fun to work there and cover that team and be a part of that radio station. But, sometimes you got to make life decisions. So she had a lot more going on here than I had going on there, and Atlanta just is Atlanta's Atlanta.
Yeah,
Portland's
it
really
is.
great, but Atlanta's Atlanta.
It is.
So I came here with no plan really, other than I had a resume that I could at least get an interview with in broadcasting, and I came here and I drove Uber for a couple months and listened to 92.9 The Game while I was driving around. I was like, oh, they sound pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good
That's a nice
station.
radio station. I listened to the other station too.
Yeah.
Still. And back then too, it's like, okay, they got 2 good sports radio stations in town. Like, maybe I could at least get a part-time job at one of them.
Yeah.
But so I was doing Uber, and I got a job as a bartender at the River Club golf course up in Swanee. Don't ask me how that happened. I found it on Craigslist.
Did you pick somebody up from the club one night doing Uber and you say, you know what, I need to work here?
I was looking for jobs. I was trying to do. I was an extra in a couple TV shows.
Wow.
I was just trying to make money, however I could. And so I found the listing on Craigslist and went and interviewed. And the guy that ran the restaurant was a Boston University graduate.
Okay.
Nothing to do with media at all. But he was like, you seem fine. You can work in the bar. So I was like a bar back at the golf course. It was kind of funny at the time because the River Club, a lot of Falcons and Braves and stuff are members there.
Okay.
So like Morton Anderson would be in there a lot. Nicest guy.
Just kicking him.
Yeah, I was just pouring him beers. My job was to pour beers and listen to his stories. A lot of the Braves guys would be in there a lot, and then this was the Super Bowl year, the year the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, and
the infamous year.
And Dan Quinn, I think maybe you get a membership to the club, being the coach or something, but all the coaches' wives would come in to the restaurant all the time. It was not uncommon to see whether it was his wife or the LaFleur brothers. One of them was married. One of them had a girlfriend. They would come in all the time. They were so nice. I don't know if he married the lady or not, but so I kind of got to know the wives of that Falcons coaching staff.
Yeah.
And now they've all gone different places, and some of them have come back here and all that stuff. But I was doing that and got lucky to get an interview at 92.9. Got hired as a overnight board op. So I was running the board. I had my own morning show in Portland. And then the best I could do was get a board op job here.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a, it's a bigger market.
Yeah.
And I was unfamiliar with it. I was new. So, but whatever, I needed a job. So I got my foot in the door there and never left.
So 2016 is when you started.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I moved to Atlanta in June of 2016.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Being from Seattle and being in Atlanta, who's your favorite team, the Seahawks or the Falcons?
Right now,
Yes.
the Washington Huskies.
The Huskies.
Nah, look, I grew up a diehard Seahawks fan. And, first game I ever went to was in the Kingdome in 1988. I grew up with that.
Largent.
So Steve Largent, and first jersey I ever had was...
Bird?
What's that?
Quarterback, was that the Bird?
Oh, we had, at that point, it was probably Dave Craig.
Craig, that's who it was.
And then
Dave Craig.
before him was Jim Zorn. My dad's a huge Seahawks fan. My brothers are too. So, I still pull for them. But when the Falcons played them in the playoffs that year in 2016, I was like, it's better for the job if the Falcons win.
Yeah.
Plus also, and I don't know, I've had a lot of struggles with this because my brothers give me such a hard time because I don't really care about the Mariners anymore. They're dead to me. I'm not a Mariners fan. I'm a Braves fan. I still like the Seahawks to do well, but if my heart is in it, I care more about the Falcons now because I live here and
You're talking about
It's better
it
for
constantly.
business,
Yeah,
man. Like,
better for business.
it would be really cool if they actually went on a run while now that we have this show. They haven't even ever been in the playoffs since me and Randy started doing the show.
Wow,
So,
you know what?
but the whole thing that changed my perspective on that, like being like a bandwagon jumper or whatever it is. The Sonics left Seattle. I love the Sonics as much as anybody could love a sports team. They left. Any team could. So it's like, all right, am I really going to marry myself to this organization that will literally leave if they're not making enough money in the city that I live in?
That's crazy.
Versus maybe I'll just enjoy the games and just root for the guys that I like. And I'm here now, so I'm rooting for these guys. I know people don't love that. Everyone wants you to be, you were born there, so you're that guy.
Yeah, stick with it.
Yeah.
Show your loyalty.
Hey,
Maybe I'm a flip-flopper. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you a cool moment for me with the Seahawks. I lived in Denver, Colorado from 6th grade to 9th grade.
Okay.
All right, so couldn't do nothing but watch the Broncos. All right, so I think his name was Steve Atwater. He hit dirty hit Steve Largent.
Steve Largent, yeah.
Steve Largent's like some short white dude, man, could catch, one of the greatest catchers in Seahawks history, but he was little. And it was like and Steve Atwater just laid the wood, dirty hit, bam. All right, I think either the same year later on, because they played each other twice, or next year.
It was the next year.
The next year.
He waited a year.
A year later, they threw the ball, interception. Steve Atwater has the ball. Mm-hmm. Steve Largent did the hardest hit you will ever see on him. Paid him back, laid him out, knocked him out. Steve Largent did his thing.
Wow.
It was the ultimate.
I don't even know about it.
Oh, yeah, you got to see that.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate payback ever for someone because he got hit real hard.
Laid him out movie style, huh?
Steve Largent got hit, laid out movie star, and then Steve Largent came back, scrawny white dude.
Yeah.
Boom!
Like maybe the next year, maybe the year after that, but he waited. Like he was waiting for his revenge. He almost was hoping Atwater would get an interception.
Hey,
throw it to Steve.
I need you to throw it to Steve.
Yeah, throw it to Steve. I need to,
Hey,
you can find it on YouTube. It's because they'll do the interception and when Atwater got hit, and they'll do when he hit Largent.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube.
Oh, I'm gonna find it.
It's good.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
First jersey I ever had was Largent.
But Steve Largent, man, was like one of the greatest, and it was a guy on Denver who was similar to him. His name was Steve Watson. So Steve Watson and Steve Largent were they were born of the same cloth. Both of them could catch. They weren't fast dudes, but they could just run
They
routes
just made
and
plays.
get open.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah. Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Okay.
Bam, to a T. Imagine Wes Welker laying out Keanu Neal.
That's a great comparison.
Wow.
That's exactly right.
Man, yeah, hey, well, at least he got his revenge.
He did.
At least he got his revenge.
And Atwater was a guy, like he was, I mean, you guys know Atwater. He couldn't play now. Like he'd get suspended.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He'd play 2 weeks and get kicked out of the league now.
Do you remember Christian Okoye?
I know the name, yeah.
All right,
The Nigerian
big,
Nightmare.
We call him Nigerian Nightmare.
Yeah.
Big, stout dude. Came up, ran through the middle, Atwater, boom, laid him out.
Laid him out.
Crazy.
Man, you don't even really see hits like that. No. They try their best to keep those kind of hits.
You get fined.
Yeah, out of the NFL. Man, so you go from, well, I respect all the different things you did once you got here, right? Like you just like, hey, I'm here, I got my lady, I'm finna make it happen for myself. Either way, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people would not have done all the things you say you did, but you get to 92.9, you the board operator. I think the first time I remember hearing you was during the 7 o'clock hour. Mm-hmm. The first time that I can remember hearing your name and you started to talk was during the 7 o'clock hour. And so you started to make your way to here you are now. You and Randy McMichael, y'all have the show. What was that transition like, and how was it when you kind of felt like, okay, well, I'm settled in now? When they approached you with a show, and did you feel more like, okay, I'm settled in what I need to be, or did you already feel that way?
That's a good question. I mean, the transition from going from night, because I did 7 to 11, solo, kind of, but not really. Like anybody that listened to the show would remember that Jarvis Davis, who produced the show, was on a lot.
Yeah.
Like he was on as much as kind of he was allowed to be, because the guy that was our boss at the time was a real stickler for producers talking. At one point, he even disconnected the producer microphones.
Wow.
Like, I don't know why. That was something he cared about.
Wow.
I just saw Jarvis at the Falcons.
Yeah. And Jarvis to this day is like a brother to me. Like
Yeah.
we he was at my wedding and we're close. So
And he knows what he's talking about, though.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, I remember listening to y'all, and I remember Jarvis talking.
You know, another fun fact, I graduated from Albany State. He did too.
yeah,
Okay.
go Rams.
Yeah.
But working with him was huge for me because, you know, he's from here and he had worked here for a long time, but his opinions on really anything, whether it was sports or culturally or whatever, Atlanta-wise, carry a lot more weight than mine at that time. So he was really great to have as like a, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Does that make sense? Or would people that are listening think that's dumb? Like, it was just a great help as far as getting acclimated to how to talk about sports in Atlanta, because, you know, every city's the same in some ways, but every city's different in some ways too. And Atlanta's a very specific type of place. So it was really great to work with him for a couple years and have that almost like guide. You know, he was like my Sherpa for how to do, and not only that, but he also is incredible on the air and now has gone on to be he's in charge of Locked On
Atlanta.
So so he's doing great. But so that was really helpful. And then kind of the same thing when I moved to the middays with Randy. You know, Randy's from here. Everybody knows who Randy is. He was a great player at Georgia, played in the NFL for over a decade. Like, anything he says about football is immediately validated because of his resume. Mm-hmm. So having that as a partner makes my life so much easier. Then I don't have to try to be something I'm not, or I don't have to try to pretend I know things I don't know. I can lean on him for that, and then I can stay in my lane. Transition into working with him was so easy, though, because we had worked together a lot on like Falcons pregame shows and sometimes on the weekends. And I don't know if you guys know him at all, but he has like a little bit of he's like a gruff exterior on the air a little bit. He's the nicest guy in the world. Like, Randy McMichael is as genuine and as like real of a guy that you're ever gonna meet. And so we already had a good relationship. It's obviously gotten stronger working together every day for the last almost 6 years, but that was great. I got lucky. I mean, I got really lucky being able to kind of do my own thing at the radio station from a content perspective, but then having those guys to work with and really kind of steer me in the right direction and also give me that like almost like Atlanta credit, you know? Because nobody wants to hear some outsider come in and complain about their teams. Go home, you know? Like, and I got that still, too. You still get it. Like, I got called the carpetbagger so many times.
Oh, man.
The early part when I was on the night, I was this carpetbagger on at 7 o'clock. And I didn't even know what that was. I was like, let me Google what that means. Oh, wow, that's a crazy-ass insult.
What does it mean?
It's like, you know, like a northerner coming down and trying to like, I mean, it goes back to way back in the day. It's a very, very bad connotation for way back then. I was like, it's not a compliment. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to talk about sports. Like, what are we talking about? But working with those guys definitely gave me a lot more.
Hey, I wanted to ask you one more question before we move on to Atlanta about the Seahawks. Do you remember the Bo Jackson Brian Bosworth game?
Yeah.
All right, would you say that ended the Bosworth's career, that game?
Yeah.
So tell us what you remember about that game.
Now, I will say I was pretty young at the time, so I probably remember it better kind of in stories.
Was you a big Boz fan being young?
Yeah, because he was, you know, he had all the kid, you know, the stuff you wanted as a kid, the haircut and the headband and all that, and I definitely was. But I remember watching the game.
I watched
because it was a Monday Night Football game, and I was watching with my dad, and my dad was a Boz fan, but probably after that game, my dad was a Bo Jackson fan. I mean, Bo Jackson ran him over and ran up the tunnel and didn't stop, and it was one of the most iconic moments. Now, the Boz was already kind of he was struggling, like he had a tough transition.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he wasn't able to do some of the stuff from a vitamin and minerals standpoint in the NFL that he was able to do when he was at Oklahoma.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
get
Maybe
you,
they
Drew.
test a little differently. I think for all intents and purposes, that was it for him. Yeah. Like, you don't get trucked like that on national TV and still try to be the baddest guy in the league.
And for y'all who don't know, like Bosworth back then, he came out of college and he was like the biggest linebacker ever drafted. He was like brought up to be like this the best football player ever. He is the guy that's gonna save the Seattle Seahawks. And it was larger than life. He had toys, he had cartoons, all kind of stuff, man. And that night, man, just shut all that shit down.
Yes, it did. There's no question.
So we talked to Coach Terry Robisky about that. He was the offensive coordinator.
Oh wow.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Raiders during that time, and so he talked about calling those plays and them putting Bo in a position where he could be left 1-on-1 with Buzz.
I gotta see that clip, man. He told the two guys, the tackle and the guard, he's like, hey, look, stay right there, stay on your block and get your popcorn because it's about to go down.
Because he said with the play, normally they would block, then let off, go grab the linebacker. But he told them, stay on your block. Yeah. I want Bo to go against him 1-on-1.
Let him get a head of steam on the ball.
Which it was a very interesting because he broke down that whole game. He broke down calling the play that Bo ran the long touchdown. Then he broke down that particular play. And so by the time you got on radio here, I think Coach Robisky was gone by that time.
Yeah.
I think he was gone by the time because he left in, I want to say 15. I think he left 15.
He wasn't
15
on
or 16.
He wasn't on Dan Quinn's staff, was he?
On 15.
I think he may have been on 15. He was here, and I think he left. I think he was gone 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
I definitely remember the name.
yeah, he was gone 16. So before we started, let's get down to brass tacks about some of these teams. You said some of the discussion you brought to our attention. Some of the discussion that's going around for our Atlanta Hawks.
Yes, I want to talk about this.
Is that Danny Ferry is being considered to potentially come back to the Atlanta Hawks organization to be a GM or president of basketball operations, whichever one they bring him back as. So let's go, guys. What do you guys think?
And I would love for the Atlanta Hawks to bring back Danny Ferry. And the reason I'm saying that because he's the one that brought Coach Bud in. He's the one that had that terrific team that played team basketball when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals and got swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. And we ended up talking to Kent Bazemore, and he told us that year that during the regular season that the Hawks had the Cleveland Cavaliers number.
He did say that.
And so they really thought they had a chance to beat LeBron and them.
But injuries caught him. He said they lost Cephalosha. Yep. They lost Cephalosha. Al got hurt, and one more person got hurt. Who did you say got hurt?
Corver?
Corver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he said that really hurt. So, yeah, I know he's Danny Ferry's counsel. You know what I mean? He
Don't
loves
get me wrong. I didn't like what Danny
Ferry.
Ferry said. I just liked his actions for basketball moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think there's kind of two, because we got it was a report from Zach Klein on Twitter while we were on the air today. And so we read the tweet, and Danny Ferry was one of the names, along with a couple of other guys, that the Hawks are considering for the president of basketball operations. Now they have a GM, the guy that they promoted from assistant GM when they fired Landry last week.
So he's going to be the GM.
Yeah, so he's going to be.
He got a pedigree though.
Yeah, and him and Ferry have a relationship from San Antonio years and years and years ago when they worked together there. Danny Ferry also was college teammates with Quinn Snyder. They played together at Duke. So that's a relationship that I think matters.
There it is.
And like you said, we kind of got two reactions from listeners when we brought it up today. One was that he was the architect of the 60-win team, hired Bud, signed Millsap, signed Damari Carroll, drafted Dennis Schroeder, who was a nice piece of that team. Like, in his 2 years as Hawks GM, there's a lot of positives to talk about. The other side of it was what you brought up before the show too, and I brought it up when we got the news, was kind of a messy end,
Very messy.
Kind of a messy end. And, people don't remember the details specifically. A weird situation. One of the owners of the team at the time, because it was a lot of owners, it was a big co-ownership, whatever. One of the owners of the team at the time had recorded a meeting where Danny Ferry read a scouting report. If I remember correctly, it was
Luol
Deng. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say what he said, but he said some, had an inappropriate line in there about Luol Deng, and now he didn't write it. His dad did. His dad was the guy that wrote the scouting report, but Danny Ferry read it. They had it on tape. Ultimately, that after an investigation and all kinds of stuff, whatever led to him leaving the franchise. And so that's not how you want to be remembered.
So I don't want to condone. Go ahead, Trey.
So look, let me say this, and I think it's important that people go and listen to the audio. Danny Ferry was not reading a scouting report. Danny Ferry said those things. You listen to the way he's saying it. He's like, well, you guys know, now he does he does have a little African in him. He might sell you some stuff out the back door. So it wasn't a scouting report. It was Danny Ferry's own. Like, you gotta listen to the recording. Like, that's when I went back and listened to the recording, it caught me off guard. I said, you know what? He's not reading that. That's him talking. He's just talking, saying what he's saying. And I mean, he did. Now, hey, we can go back and forth on was it something you need to be condemned for the rest of your life. The debate he and I have is he said it should have never gotten out past ownership. And my thing is, hey, we all held accountable for the things we say.
And let me say
it just is what it is.
Let me say this. Look, we've all been amongst friends and said some things that we weren't supposed to say.
He wasn't amongst friends, though. He was at work.
Okay. We've all been around people that we felt comfortable with and said some things that we weren't supposed to say. I remember at Walmart being with my old manager, David Baskin, which was a white guy from Arkansas. And we had some conversations that we shouldn't have had. That if people would have heard them, we would have been looked at crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, hey, what you said, Danny Ferry, that wasn't right. I don't agree with that. But what I don't agree with also is, hey, how you working for an organization and they're trying to sabotage what you're doing and you're doing right? This was something that was a beef between two owners because one owner hired Danny Ferry and the other one, whatever the frick he was doing, was trying to sabotage what the other owner was doing. And that wasn't right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. At the same time, you need to learn how to read the room. I'm sure Danny Ferry and that particular owner probably already had some things back and forth. He know that man don't like him. And at the end of the day, you can't say what you said. Now, whether they hire him or not, maybe he learned. Maybe he'll be better for it when he get here. I can't say anything negative about his basketball decisions.
Right.
But I'm just saying, and that's really, we go back and forth on, was it right for him to be fired?
But here's why it's interesting, because that's the reaction. Right? Like, you're hiring a guy to be the president of basketball operations, and two Hawks fans that care about the team have these are the two reactions to that potential hire. That's a tough look. Like, now that doesn't mean that you can't hire him because of that, but like, they got to know as an organization, if that's the name they call as president of basketball operations. I don't know if it's going to be 50-50. I don't know what the split is. But I know when we talked about it on the air, those are the two strongest reactions we got.
Andy.
And I'm sitting here with you two guys, and those are the two strong reactions that we got.
It's the same
I
thing.
want to win. And Danny Ferry showed me he know how to pick talent.
And that's right.
How many championships does he have as a president of basketball operations or a GM?
I don't know.
Okay, then.
I know he's been a part of some great teams.
All I want to know is how many championships does he have?
He's been around to turn a lot of teams around. Didn't he go to Cleveland?
They went to the finals. They didn't win when he was in Cleveland.
Yeah, he went to Cleveland, turned that team around.
What year?
I don't know.
Well,
No. It's important.
He inherited LeBron. He inherited LeBron.
Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
He turned around the Hawks.
Something.
He turned around the Hawks.
He did do that.
He turned around the Hawks all by himself. What you got to say about that?
Let me tell you.
We was 4 wins away from the championship.
Let me tell you something. It's an old manager I had at Subway. His name is Mike. I can't remember his last name, but Mike, I can't stand you to this day because Mike was an idiot. And I bet if you give Mike LeBron, Mike can go to the darn finals himself, and Mike was an idiot. He didn't even know how to make a 6-inch tuna sandwich. But yet you trying to.
Talking about Mike.
But I'm telling you, Mike could have done it.
Talking about the Hawks.
You give Mike
Danny
LeBron.
Ferry turned around the Hawks.
Listen, man.
Danny Ferry turned around the Hawks.
If my mama's son name was LeBron, she would have a son who was in the damn finals. And if you get Danny Ferry, LeBron, he can do it. Can he do it with Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, and the rest of the cast?
I believe he can. And he got the relationships in the NBA to make it happen.
No, you said he was a winner. You said he was a winner.
He is. He won 60 games with the Hawks. That's winning.
I get it to Coach Bud because Coach Bud has a championship.
Coach Bud.
He did hire
Coach Bud has a championship. He fell into that. He failed up.
Coach Bud got a chip.
Coach Bud got a chip. Coach Bud's doing great.
Without him.
Coach Bud just got fired off a $50 million contract on 1 year,
Yeah.
and he gets all of it. Coach Bud's sitting on the beach somewhere right now.
Why did he get fired?
The Phoenix Suns are a disaster.
Yeah.
They're a disaster of an organization.
So Andy,
Let me one more thing on the Danny Ferry.
Yeah, and I have one more point on him
because
as
the hire him, don't hire him. I don't know what they're going to do. From some folks I talked to, it sounds like there's a pretty good chance that he's the front runner for the job.
well. Okay.
If they hire Danny Ferry to be the president of basketball operations of the Atlanta Hawks, maybe it works out great. I hope it does. We all do, obviously. But at the very least, one of the first things that they're going to have to do is address that part of it.
Oh, yeah, that's
right?
going to have to be the first thing
And that's now, again, if they win basketball games 3 years from now, no one's going to talk
remember.
about that at all.
You're
If
right.
they start losing basketball games,
It's gonna be the
he's
thing.
going to be the most racist guy in the universe. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
Winning will cure the past, I suppose.
It will.
for
It
him.
will.
But I don't know, man. Like,
it's tough.
it's tough when your boss has to conduct like an investigation, has to hire somebody to conduct an investigation into whether or not you're a racist. You know what I mean?
100%.
Even if
Danny
the
Ferry is not a racist.
even
He
if the
plays
outcome,
basketball, bro.
even
with
if the
all,
outcome,
What does that have to do with anything?
he grew up around black players. That's all he played against. He just one of the guys.
Did you grow up with Danny Ferry? And I'm not calling him a racist. I didn't say that.
the investigation said he wasn't.
Yeah. So I'm not saying
All
that.
I'm saying is-
you played basketball. You know how it is. You played basketball with white folks, Mexican folks.
Where
Asian
you like?
folks.
Listen,
I'm just
these
saying.
are not
Everybody talk
topics.
shit.
These are not topics you should be in. Because you just, I don't know where you be going with it.
I'm saying some real shit. But hey,
I just feel like if my company has to conduct an investigation to find out if I'm a racist,
That's kind of tough.
something bad happens. You know what I mean?
That's kind of tough.
Even if the investigation's like, nah, he's good, I still feel like I'm going to have coworkers that are like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys had to look into it.
And look, and we can leave it alone. But my thing is, you can't say with absolute certainty if something is this way or that day when you don't know the person. All you can do is know of him. You've never been in the room with this man. You don't know anything about him. And I'm not saying he is or he
He played
isn't.
with Duke, right?
Yeah.
What was his teammates at Duke?
And I
Which
don't give
Snyder?
a damn who his teammate was. Well, I'm telling you,
I mean,
I
it
don't
was
know
Duke.
the man.
All right, I'm moving past it.
All right, so
That might be the wrong example.
But look though, we're Danny Ferry. But let's
Well,
get
it's Quinn
down.
Snyder.
Let's get
I'm just
down.
playing.
Let's get down. Oh my God, but you really trying to start a firestorm.
It's a joke.
You're trying to start.
If he's Danny Ferry's friend, what? No,
Like Quinn Snyder, he already looks like his head is about to explode. Every time I see him, he's always super red. He's really gonna explode. He hears this. All right.
I'm just talking
But when it comes to basketball, that was kind of funny. He's Danny Ferry's
That was
friend.
pretty
That was kind of funny. When it comes to basketball decisions, though, all right, let's just say Danny Ferry, bam, he's inserted. All right, we know the organization that he is just known for coming from. We know the way they build their players, the San Antonio Spurs. Does Trae Young fit the mold of what someone from the Spurs organization would be looking for to build your team around?
Well, the Spurs were trying to trade for Trae Young.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they was. At one time.
Where's this report that they tried to trade for him?
Back when Wemby was just this year before they got.
I never
the year
heard
before.
that.
Yes, last year they were trying to trade for Young. They kept on. Yeah, tell them you there.
there was rumors.
Yeah, they was on him hard.
I don't know if, who knows?
Yeah,
They
all,
didn't
all
get
the
him.
rumors I heard is that they didn't
They got
want
De'Aaron
Trae.
Fox.
No, they wanted him. They got De'Aaron Fox. That's what happened. They were on Trae's radar. They was on his ass. All right, they was on him. They ended up going De'Aaron Fox. The Hawks were asking for too much.
I hate Aaron, man. I hate our producer. Just keep going, man.
But hey, I want to go somewhere else. But keep.
No, because this is the thing now. I want them to build around Trae. I want Trae to stay. Now, I have been on record saying if I was part of Trae Young's team, I'd be telling him to run for the hills and get the hell out of the city of Atlanta. Now, me as a fan,
You ain't no fan.
I want to see. Okay, that's cool. You're right. I'm not up on the ceiling. I don't get waved on old ladies in church. I'm not a fan. Okay, whatever the hell you want to say.
Where them fans?
Man, please don't do your wrist like that on the show. But yes, I am a Trae Young fan, and I am an Atlanta Hawks fan. I'm just saying, if I was in Trae Young's camp, I wouldn't be so eager to sign an extension with the Atlanta Hawks right now. The Hawks would have to show me
They
something.
pay him the most money.
But let's go to, will Danny Ferry be of the mindset that he believes they can win with Trae Young, that they can build around Trae. Because the couple things we have, right, is what the owner believes. The owner, will Tony Wrestler be willing to say, whoever I bring in, Trae is my guy, but whoever I bring in, I'm going to trust and listen to your basketball decision. And so I'm just throwing out there food for thought. Nothing we haven't heard. Okay, all right, just hold on. Nothing we've heard, and I'm going to let you go. Nothing we've heard, but just by what we've seen, some of the things where Danny Ferry comes from and the way we've seen teams that he's been on and the organizations, do you think Trae Young is a piece that he will want to keep on? And if he doesn't, will you be okay with that?
Regardless, I have enough faith in Danny Ferry. If he trades Trae Young, it's going to be something well worth what we're going to get in return.
Oh, my God.
I believe that. He's a very smart basketball guy. He's not going to pull a Landry Fields.
Danny.
I mean, but Landry Fields did get us Dyson Daniels.
Hey,
At the time, I wanted.
Danny Ferry, I'm going to tell you this right now. My name is Trey Montgomery, sir. I want you to listen to me closely. If you trade Trae Young, don't bring your ass anywhere near Atlantic Station, because B. Rich will be looking for you with pitchforks and fire in his hand. This man will be looking to hurt you. Don't get caught slipping at Publix. Don't get caught slipping eating good at the movie theater around the corner. Don't do none of that, because B. Rich is on you, sir. He will be pissed off.
All right.
That is the question, though, right? Like, whoever they hire to be the president of basketball operations, that's the first question you ask them in the interview is, what would be your plan with Trae?
Yes.
Because that's the biggest. I mean, that's what they have to decide. And it feels like
They just got to get some help, man.
you're pretty far down the road of building this thing around Trae with Quinn Snyder as the coach to abandon it now, especially after you make that good move to get Daniels in here for DeJounte. You've got Jalen Johnson, who, if he can stay healthy, I think we all feel like is a really good player. Who knows how good? Maybe really good, but a really good player. Reese O'Shea,
I like him.
Really took off in the last couple of months when he was featured a little bit more post Jalen Johnson.
Doing the play-in, but I like him.
Oh, man, did he have a tough couple of play-in
Was that his Kobe
games.
Bryant moment? Is that he's going to take that personal?
Ooh, I hope so.
Is he going to take it personal and go to work, Trae?
I hope that's what it is.
Because he 0 for 7 for threes.
Yeah, and he was getting pushed around too. It was a tough night, but that's what it is. Like you
0
gotta.
for 7.
He had a bad couple games, and the Magic were pushing him around like
Magic dirty.
Look,
It's dirty, bro.
Look, it's a different level, and we hear it. You know, we hear like the intensity goes up a level. But like I said, we interviewed Kent Bazemore this past Saturday, and he came on and spoke with us for about an hour.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, he really is. He spoke with us. Shout out to Baze, man. Shout out to Kent Bazemore. Really cool dude. But one of the things he said, and we hear it from players all the time, he talked about how like playoff intensity, it's just a different level. You know what I mean? He talks about how the energy, just the way you feel inside, like it's just all this energy bottled up. So not only are you feeling that yourself, but then you getting all this passion and this energy and this toughness coming from these other teams, because they feel it's, hey man, no, this is my ball. I'm not going home. That's and everybody's willing to fight for it. And I think Ricochet just ran into one of those moments. And he's 19 years old. I mean, he's 19 years old.
Put him more weight. He's not going to push
the man. The man can't even. He really shouldn't even be in Magic City. But I'm sure he's been there a couple times.
Hey, think about this. I hope so.
I hope so.
Think about it. When we went to Paris, we was jet lagged. We was in another place. Imagine him coming here.
You think he was jet lagged in the playoffs?
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I said.
I know. I just had.
He got here. He barely can speak English. That has to be a tough transition. And have to play with these pros and pick it up. Next year, he's going to have an awesome year because he's going to feel comfortable. He's going to come in, familiarity. He's going to go home first. Say, hey, everybody going to show him love. Congratulations. Get that out. He's going to come back to Atlanta with a purpose. He's going to have a hell of a year next year. That's what I say. I told you about Dyson Daniels. I'm telling you about this. Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah, let me tell
Did
you
I not
something.
tell you about it?
Let me tell you something,
don't discount my
Andy.
shit,
Let me
man.
tell you something, Andy. You know the funny thing about doing what you've been doing for much longer than us, but about what we do now that I noticed. Everybody loves to throw out that they were right.
I was
something.
right.
Everybody wants to say they
was
were
right.
the first to say something. Look, and they will die on that hill. They will die on that hill, but he won't talk about the times he was wrong. He's only going to talk about the one.
I was wrong about Joy Harrington.
Listen.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
That's a great one. What a great one to be wrong about.
You know what I'm saying?
People love to talk about I was right about, nailed that one. I love to mention the ones I was wrong about.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to fire us for being wrong.
Yeah.
Just like I'm not going to get a raise for being right. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
If I really knew anything, I'd be in Vegas betting money and being a millionaire. You know
I'm trying to tell you, boy, I would be the 2025 Biff from Back to the Future.
We'd all be
I'd
Biff.
be like Biff.
We'd all be Biff. That's exactly what
I'd be like Biff with the almanac.
I said, hey, man. I said, dude can play some defense, and he's a point guard, and he can pass. I said, we got a bootleg Ben Johnson. That's what I called him. And then I said, and he can hit the three. But I think he's better than Ben Johnson now. We got a defensive player of the year candidate. He's learning to shoot the three, and he's only going to get better.
Okay, man. You listen.
What was the Joey Harrington one? I want to know that.
All right, so
Because I'll tell you my worst opinion I ever had.
So
Okay.
I'm an optimist. He'll tell you, like, I'm optimistic about everything. All right, Mike Vick got caught with the dog fighting. Bobby Petrino took over. Joey Harrington was our starting quarterback that year. It took no longer than 1 quarter of him throwing interceptions to the Lions for me to call him everything but anything godly. But I went in like, Trey, he's a Heisman Trophy winner, man.
He called me and woke me up out my sleep.
And I convinced him.
He didn't win that.
No, you didn't convince me.
He almost won the
You
Heisman.
let me know that
He
you
won the
believe. You didn't convince me. You
Was he the
let me know
number
that's
one
what you
overall pick?
believe.
He was close to
He was
it.
close. I don't think he was number 1, but he was up top. So I, as a Washington fan, Joey Harrington went to Oregon. So I hate Joey Harrington. But I'm happy to hear you tell bad stories about Joey Harrington. But that's why I had to be like, he didn't win the Heisman. They tried to get him the
I thought he
Heisman.
did. I thought he won.
They tried. They put the billboards up. They were calling him Joey Heisman, all that.
Yeah, he thought Joey Harrington was going to be like he's going to be this great player.
Sucked, and I cussed him.
He also said the Falcons will win the Super Bowl this past season. He also said.
All right, so this is why let me.
No, let Andy talk, man. You
maybe
taking up
this
all the
year.
time.
Maybe
You
this
taking up
year.
all the time with
He
your
gotta
bullshit
hear it.
predictions.
I like this. I much prefer being like, this is when I was wrong. It's way more fun. It's way more fun.
Andy, we have something called sports bars where he, comes. He's a rapper, wrote some hits, been on some big songs, but he's able to use his rap skills and write poetic poems. So our first one was called 28-3, where he talked about the loss.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it.
All right, yeah. So we did.
I did my thing, didn't I?
Hey, I gotta give you a pound on that. You did
If you ever need a feature,
All right, I got some.
get on there.
So you've heard the thing about the Falcons being cursed.
Yeah.
All right, so last year we took the time and broke the Falcon sports curse with Brian Home Team on there, Brandon Home Team, and so we did the sports bars with that, and we just picked the wrong year. It's this year we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We got it. This team.
You thought 2025 because the Super Bowl was in 2025, but really it was because the year's going to start in 2025.
That's right, Randy.
There it is.
So this year is very similar to
This is
2016.
Kicking the can down the road.
This year,
I like that even in admitting being wrong, you don't actually
I'm
admit
making
it.
sense though. I'm making sense. You remember 2015, right?
Yeah.
That was this year's Falcons.
Okay.
All right. Then 2016, what they do? They went and addressed the defense. They got Deion Jones. They got Keanu Neal. They got a good defense.
You know what I wish this team had that team added that
What?
nobody ever talks about is Alex Mack. They added
Yes.
Alex Mack that offseason. That guy changed the whole offensive.
He did.
And it's an
true.
interesting comparison for this year's team because they lost Drew Dahlman. We don't even really know who the center is going to be right
He
now.
played a couple games.
It'll probably be Newsel. but
he played a couple games and
Yeah.
did okay.
It'll probably be him. But man, wouldn't
Man,
it be nice to
that's a
have?
great Pete.
Wouldn't it be nice to have 2016 Alex Mack right now?
Yeah.
My dumbest one I ever said was when the Sonics left Seattle, I became a big Warriors fan, so I kind of leaned into the Warriors. And when they had Steph and Monta Ellis, and Steph couldn't stay healthy, I was like, they need to build around Monta. They need to trade Steph. And I was really wrong. I was really dumb. It was really dumb.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, it was bad. That was really bad.
That's bad. I'm not mad at that though.
Also thought Ichiro wasn't going to be good. I remember when the Mariners signed Ichiro.
Wow.
My mom was like, "They got this great guy from Japan." I was like, "We'll see."
At least you're honest.
The Japanese
you're honest.
leagues, not the big leagues, Mom. Turns out,
and Ichiro turned out
he was
to be
pretty good.
Yeah, he was one of those guys.
I wouldn't back off that for like 3 years. Also, he was like the rookie of the year and the MVP in 01. And my mom was like,
Hey.
and I was like, "No, we'll see."
That's hilarious. Hey, I want to take us here.
Okay.
I know when this comes out, it kind of be old news, but I'm taking it here because of this. The first sign of trouble for Ulbrich, are the fans going to turn on him? because of what his son did.
That's interesting. I don't know how much that's going to have to do with it. Maybe. I mean, if the defense is bad, they're going to turn it.
I think they're going to, not only turn on them, they're going to use this son. That's going to be a lightning rod. So,
like we said earlier about Danny Ferry, like if they win, all will be forgiven. No one will think about any of that stuff ever again. If they don't get to the quarterback, with the new defensive coordinator, 2 first-round draft picks on the edge, Braylon Trice coming back, Leonard Floyd being signed, Arnold Ebiketie being in a contract year, and all the emphasis they put on it, then you're right. People are gonna bring that up and all of that. But I think they turned on Jimmy Lake last year before Halloween.
Hey, listen,
Jimmy Lake's son didn't do anything wrong.
And we started off good. Like Jimmy Lake was who we were looking at that's holding the team together from a defensive standpoint. Then at the end of the year, fire the DC.
I talked to an Atlanta Falcon player. I'm not going to say his name recently. And he said that Jimmy Lake was an asshole. He said Jimmy Lake didn't listen. He was hard-headed. He was trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And that's why he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, the writing was on the wall after the bye week when Raheem kind of took over more of the defense, and they changed a lot of what they were doing.
Yeah, because
it worked better too as far as getting to the quarterback.
I think they led the league in sacks.
They got to the quarterback a lot more post-bye, but the writing was on the wall with Jimmy. All I'm saying is we're going to turn on anybody if it doesn't go good. You know what I mean?
So look, I want you, because you brought up some players as we talking about this defense and we talking about what they may be able to do. We get a player back who I know you have watched because he played for the team that you love. You know what I mean? So what do you think we're going to potentially get out of Braylon Trice? Like what should Falcon fans know from your perspective of watching him in college? You think that he could potentially bring to the defense?
What I would encourage people to do is go back and watch the Washington-Texas college football playoff game from 2 years ago when Washington beat when Penix had the great game he had and they beat Texas in that playoff game. And pay attention to what Braylon Trice did. Yeah. Because Penix was the star of the game. The Huskies put up a ton of points in the first half, ended up winning it. Braylon Trice was in that backfield the entire game. Like, he made Quinn Ewers' life so uncomfortable for every minute he was on that field in that game, to where I thought he was going to get drafted higher, honestly. Because he was a little inconsistent, dealing with some injuries a little bit throughout the season. But the way that he played in that game, I thought he might go higher than the third round. Falcons get him in the third round. Obviously very excited about that. He gets hurt. My big question is just going to be how is he coming back? Because that was a significant knee injury that he had. So how is he going to be coming back from that injury? If he's anything like that guy that played at the end of the season in 2023.
Yeah, 2023
for the Huskies, then he's gonna be awesome. The other thing that really helps him is last year I think he would have been good too, but now you're adding him to a rotation,
and he don't have no pressure on him.
Exactly,
he has no pressure.
Exactly,
everybody's looking at the other guys.
Last year.
The pressure's on Pierce and Walker.
Yeah,
Leonard Floyd's here now. They hired a new defensive line coach that everybody loves, and again, Arnold Ebikety's in a contract year, so he can't help but try to show out and get that next big contract. So I think it's a great situation for Braylon Trice. But just him individually, he's an awesome player. Go back and watch the Texas game. Incredible.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I don't know too much because I'm a Bulldog fan. I really didn't get a chance to see him. The Pierce dude, what are we getting?
Getting a physical specimen.
6'6", man.
Yeah, and you read that, right, and then you see him by himself. I remember last week when they had the pictures at the press conference and videos too of him and Jalen Walker next to each other.
Yeah.
Because Jalen's not small. Like Jalen, and obviously played incredible at Georgia. So, he's got the physical tools too. Pierce made him look little, standing next to him.
Yeah, he's tall dude.
Obviously the concern that every team had, and the Falcons too, which is why they spent a year investigating him, was with some of his, I guess, motivation.
What did he do off the field?
All he did off the field, he got pulled over for like some expired tabs one time, but I don't think that was the thing. I think the concern was there was some talk about whether or not like he loves football the way that you need to, take coaching, stuff like that. But they knew about it for a long time. And we talked to Terry Fontenot last Friday, and he was like, "Yeah, I mean, we were investigating this guy for not investigating, but you know what I mean, like
looking into him,
talking to people, doing your homework, doing your due diligence for a year."
Yeah, because Danny Fair got investigated.
Right? Yeah, we're not investigating. I also think character concerns is such a tough thing to say about a guy because like. They said character concerns about this guy who that was okay, his motivation. They said character concerns about the Green kid,
Mike
Marshall. Green. That was sexual assault allegations. Those things aren't the same.
Yeah, totally different.
It's all under the character concern umbrella. Which is like, I don't know, we need a better term.
Yeah, I'm glad
we do.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We need to kind of dissect that a little bit better.
Yeah, no, we do.
Because when you hear character concern, then you think to yourself, oh God, what kind of trouble did he get in off the field? I think he got pulled over one time for, like a regular traffic stop. But I think from what I read, that with him was more, does he take coaching? How does he respond to being coached hard? What's his motivation level and stuff? The Falcons wouldn't have taken him if they had concerns over that. So, I mean, physically, everything you would want. Yeah. Now he's just got to prove it every other place too.
Man, well, I hope that he's able to come in, and him and Walker and Trice. I mean, I hope what's his name, Ebiketie? Mm-hmm. I know his number used to be 47. We used to call him AK-47, but he switched to 17. I mean, I hope we can come in and get that pass rush that we did before at the end of the year, and I hope they can take it up to another level. I am a little worried about the defensive tackle position as far as us having the size that we need in for the defensive tackle. It's a lot that's going on. Ororo. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that's going on, Roro. And so we'll see. B. Rich is not a fan of Roro, but we'll see. Why are you looking at me like
we haven't seen him play?
We haven't seen him play. I didn't never say he's just talking. I didn't never said that. But the thing is,
hold on.
Why did Roro go ahead of Trice? Because everyone at the camp last year before he got hurt, they was talking about Trice over Roro. Wouldn't you agree?
That happens every camp, though.
But different positions, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is Roro? Is he defensive tackle?
He's defensive tackle. Kind of a big body.
He's the end.
Defensive tackle.
He's tackle.
So you know who I wanted to get? Desmond Watson. Mm-hmm. You know what it is? Mm-mm. That's the kid from Florida.
400 pounds.
Oh, the big guy. Yeah.
You think he would have fit?
Where? I don't think he fit anywhere. He weighs 465 pounds.
I want to try it out, man.
I agree. I understand what you're saying. I think the Bucks signed him, right? I saw a crazy graphic yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that too.
What did they draft the receiver?
He was 145.
Who weighs 145 pounds. Yeah, and then they got Watson, who weighs 460. It's a 310-pound difference.
That's the whole offensive line.
That's a whole human. That's multiple humans, really. That's me and all my kids.
And then they got him. Well, I don't know if he's going to make the team or not, but they have him in Tampa. They can put him next to Vita Vea. They can count. They can count that's ridiculous.
I just like watching him do drills because like a dude that big just doing stuff is insane. The fact that he can move the way I don't know if he's going to be a great player or not, probably not, but the fact that he can move like that's crazy.
Did Vita Vea come from your school? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he came from Washington as well, right? We got
Huskies everywhere,
man. So
we got Huskies everywhere.
I mean, I think that stadium is so in the water right there where you can kind of see in the stadium a little bit from the water.
You can take a boat to the game
and watch it.
Park at a dock and walk into the stadium. They call it. It's not tailgating; it's sailgating. So you could go on my birthday. I don't remember 27th birthday or something like that. I've done it a few times, but one of the cool perks of my last job when I worked there was we hosted a party on a boat.
Wow.
Every single Saturday home game, and you'd take off from kind of the other side of town, and then you'd ride through the lake, and then through the locks, and then out into Montlake.
That's cool.
And there's a bar on the boat, so you're drinking and hanging out the whole time.
That's cool.
And then you get to the game, and you're right there, and you walk right in. One of the last times we were home, I got to do it and take my wife. She was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the reasons why I wanted her to become my wife. She had so much to drink on the boat.
Yeah.
She almost fell in the water getting off. But she didn't. She maintained her composure. We had a great time at the game. But we had an awesome time at the game. That would have been so bad if she fell in the water though.
It would have been very bad.
I wouldn't have told the story if she fell in the water.
You couldn't have. You couldn't. I can't believe you got on there running your mouth about when I fell in the water. Yeah. So being a big Washington fan, what was it like on draft night for you when, I know some of the people at the station who were live at the time, they found out about the Michael Penix thing, but how was it for you to find out that we got Michael Penix, a guy who I'm sure you were a fan of.
Oh, he's my top 5 favorite Huskies of all time. I mean, he took us to the national championship game, you know. And I notice I say us, like I played cornerback or something for the team.
That's how we talk about the Dogs.
Yeah, right. No, I was excited first, surprised also, because nobody thought they were going to take a quarterback.
Definitely.
And then all kinds of different emotions started. I was like, well, obviously I'm excited. This is great. As like a fan, but also who has to kind of be professional too. I was like, I'm so excited I get to interview him sometime. Like shake his hand and be like, thanks for being so good at Washington.
Yeah.
But then I'm also can't be a fanboy. You know, you got to be. So we've interviewed him a couple of times, which is great. And he's really nice. But then there's also the part of it where it's like, I'm kind of, you know, I'm a little disappointed because you're not going to get to see him play for a little while. We didn't know how long it was going to be, but they had just signed Kirk Cousins to a $100 million contract. So it's like, all right, like I think Penix can ball. Like I want to see Penix play week 1, and in their timeline, we might not have seen Penix play for 2 years.
Yeah,
now,
folks were talking about 3 and 4.
We all know how that played out.
Yeah.
But so we're going to get to see him sooner and got to see him sooner. But yeah, that was part of it too. I was like, this kind of sucks for him because he's already a little bit older because he transferred and you know, he was, I think, 24 when he got drafted. So if he sits out a couple of years, he's not going to play till he's 26, 27. That I don't like that as a fan of Penix. So, you know, we wish that it would have gone differently last year, but the silver lining, I think, for all of us, but certainly for me as a big Penix fan, is now we know we get to see him. Week 1, and you got to see that little appetizer. 3 weeks.
Got to see those 3 games.
Great,
that arm.
Two game tying drives in those 3 games.
That throw to Pitts was crazy.
Oh, he said it was the catch of the year.
A couple of throws to Drake. Drake London had 31 targets in the final 2 games of the year.
Wow.
With Penix in there.
You better be looking for Drake London. If you're playing fantasy, you better be. If you do receptions, you do points per receptions, you better be looking for Drake.
Which you understand why the Falcons extended the 5th year on him, but they got to be negotiating a contract, right?
You got to go ahead and get that done.
But if I'm Drake, I'm like, I had 31 targets in 2 weeks with this guy. Maybe I play a whole year with him, and then we negotiate.
Run those numbers up.
Yeah. No, but I was ecstatic. I love that Michael Penix is quarterback here.
So look, we about time to wrap it up. A couple questions with Penix. You know, people say the sample size was too small for 3. I don't see, like, watching him and watching the difference and watching Ritter those 4 games. Like, Penix is so cool, man. Like, he didn't seem like nothing bother him. The 4th down plays and the 3rd down plays of coming up those first downs and those throws between those guys. Is there any way he could be a bust?
I mean, you know, I don't want this. It's going to resurface in like 5 years, and I'm going to say no, and they're going to be like, see how dumb he was. But I guess we talked earlier. I don't care about that. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't see how. I don't see how from a physical standpoint. Now look, I mean, he got hurt a couple times when he was at Indiana. Guys get hurt. So if he gets hurt, that's possible, but that's a different type of bust, right? That's, you know, you're not talking about a talent problem. So with this offense and the fact that we saw that little taste last year, I do worry a little bit about Caleb McGarry protecting his blind side, because Caleb has, you know, he's a good run blocker. Sometimes
he struggles in pass coverage. Sometimes
protection struggles a little bit.
You gave him a nickname?
What was it?
So the first game after when T.J. Watt destroyed him, what's your name you gave him?
I called him Caleb Coleslaw McGear because he's the side no one wants.
Hey, but who can argue? He got destroyed that day.
But he came later on in the year. He played all right.
Also a Washington guy. Caleb McGarry also.
Yeah, you know what? He is a Washington guy.
If you give me the opportunity, I can bring it back to Washington.
I see.
Every topic I can bring back to the Huskies.
I see.
But no, I don't see from a physical perspective with everything that he has tools-wise, and then you hit on it as far as the poise. I've seen it with him in the most difficult circumstances. 4th downs in the 4th quarter, in championship games, in playoff games. Like, the guy doesn't get affected by the moment. So, no, I think with Penix, I think we can feel really comfortable about how good now, he's still going to have struggles. He's essentially going to be
he's a young quarterback.
He's going to make mistakes. And there was a couple throws last year in those 3 games that, he'd like to have back for sure.
Yeah.
Like one of the interceptions Kyle Pitts handed to the other team.
I ain't gonna lie, that real good completion up the left side really was probably not a ball he should have thrown. If you guys remember, was that the Giants game?
Yeah.
That ball he threaded the needle. That probably really not.
That is a sentence that you are gonna say with Penix.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know if that was the smartest throw. No, I don't mean smart, but like I don't know if the coach loves that throw.
And he completed it.
But he completes it.
Yeah.
So you saw that a lot.
Because he's got a cannon.
Okay.
There was so many different times where he would let go of a ball where they'd be on like the right hash, right? And it would be a quick throw left. So you're throwing it. It might be a 5-yard throw downfield, but you're throwing the ball 40 yards across the field. And it would get there right before the DB did. And then Rome Odunze would turn upfield and go for 80 yards or something like that. But it was like, but he's got the arm to do it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of those throws last year with Kirk Cousins too that, when his shoulder got banged up or whatever the hell happened, stopped getting there, So we don't have to worry about the wobbly ducks. Yeah, we don't have to worry about the arm strength.
Well, I know you guys, and I asked you this. I know you guys have probably discussed this as well. Week 1, is Kirk Cousins still in the Falcons uniform?
If you would have asked me like a week ago, I would have said no a lot more emphatically. The longer it goes, the more teams around the league address their quarterback needs, means the less landing spots for him, the likelier the answer becomes yes. And I think right now, barring a team that we don't think of that, picks up a quarterback injury in the summer, right now the Steelers seem like the only option. And so we're all sitting around waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision. And if he decides not to play, then maybe they make the trade. Otherwise, we go into training camp, and you hate to say you hope another team needs him because that means another starter in the NFL has a serious injury, which nobody wants. But like that would then be the Falcons' fate. You'd be waiting on another team to need him. And I'll just say I hope he's not. And it's not a personal thing. I think he's a good dude, and Penix seems to really like him, and they have a nice relationship. But I don't know what good comes from having that hanging around. The possibility of that coming up if Penix has a bad game, makes a bad throw or whatever. Like, if you're really turning the page and turning the franchise over to Michael Penix as the next quarterback one of the Atlanta Falcons, then who cares who the backup is? You know what I mean? Like, obviously you need to have a quality backup just in case, but we're thinking about Penix as the starter for the next decade.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be hedging your bet. I understand they've already paid him and all that kind of stuff with Kirk. It's more complicated than that. But it's also not. Like, I don't need that type of potential distraction if I'm really turning the page and going all in on Penix.
I understand.
Well, Trey, man, it's funny how time flies when you're having fun. This
It does.
One of the funnest interviews I've had.
This was great. This was awesome.
Man, thank you.
guys.
So today we've learned Danny Ferry can do no wrong. He
unless he's reading the wrong scouting report.
So today, what did we learn, ladies and gentlemen? B. Rich thinks Danny Ferry can do no wrong. All right. We've
lies.
What the lies? What else have we learned? Oh, he is a prophet. He's a prophet. He knew Dyson Daniels was the man, but yet he couldn't tell you that Joey Harrington was going to suck in a Falcons uniform.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Talking to Andy would pull my coattail to it. Nah, buddy, that's not a good
You don't want to go all in on Joey.
Man, well, look, Andy, thank you so much for seeing the value in what we do and coming through and kicking with us, man. We've listened to you so much, over the years. I know I've listened to you and Randy a lot. Like I said, I used to listen to you in the 7 o'clock
trying
hour.
to call in, y'all never answer, man. I be trying to talk.
I've never tried to call.
I'll give you the direct line.
The bat line.
Yeah, I'll give you the bat phone.
Yeah, maybe I'll call because I've never tried to call.
I call.
I've never tried to call in.
When it was a Stu, I don't know if you know about the two.
Sure.
Stews.
Yeah.
He just likes hearing himself.
I gave a dude. They called him Triple Digit. That was his name. I beat him 103-3 on Madden, and his name was Triple Digit because I was in the Super Bowl.
So you put triple digits on him
And that was his nickname.
and gave him the name.
Yeah.
And I do have to, since he brought it up, he's trash at Madden.
I know anybody could beat me at Madden. If you guys want to feel good about your Madden game.
B. Rich is trash, man. We always get people to sign this off camera, but this is the first time we've done it on camera.
Those are lies, my guy.
Yeah, we got all kinds of. So we got Rob Tribble right there.
Oh, the great Rob
We
Tribble.
got Lou Will right there. We got Mike Bell
What?
right here.
Look at that.
We got who else?
Steak
we
Shapiro.
got Ferrari Simmons.
Legend.
We got AJ Terrell right there.
I'm gonna
Who is this up here?
I'm gonna devalue this shirt right now, but I'll do it.
Oh, that's hilarious. Andy's funny, man.
He gonna devalue the
The
shirt.
third autograph I've ever given.
Man, I had a Kobe Bryant autographed basketball that a good friend of mine
You got a
gave me.
Kmart?
No,
The one that's already inscribed.
I got it at your auntie house. But,
I was gonna say something, but I'm not. I'm not.
Go ahead and say you don't want to go there.
Keep it clean.
I will say though, because you guys are very nice for inviting me in, and nice things you just said too. Like I was talking about with Jarvis and Randy, like as someone who's not from here and hopes to be here for, I mean, ever, as long as they'll have me. It does. It means a lot to have two folks that are from here and love Atlanta sports and doing this tell me that they like what I'm doing.
I do.
Because that means
You got
that,
the voice. You got a good voice.
yeah, but
your
you know how it is. Like people want to hear, you want to hear people that you can at least relate to or feel whatever. Like it's hard to hear somebody come from out of town and talk about your
But you
team.
know what?
Yeah.
Though? You notice
appreciate
him. What was first thing he said? He asked you about Washington. So it's a lot of other people
That's
in
right.
Atlanta
That's
that
right.
wants to hear those stories, and especially like if you can, like I didn't, Caleb. I forgot Michael Penix went to Washington.
Yeah.
Said that to the end.
Yeah.
Trice.
Trice.
You got three people.
Kevin King was playing some.
See what I'm saying? You
some
got
DB last
Kevin
year.
King, yeah, that's right.
UW.
You got three people that contribute to the Falcons or are going to contribute to the Falcons that you can really speak on that we don't.
Well, like you say, Kevin King,
And we don't-
that ass four.
And we don't have to talk about Jimmy Lake was the head coach.
Yeah, Jimmy Lake. Well, yeah, he
We
was
don't-
the head coach. Yeah,
We don't claim him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't claim him. Falcons fans don't either now. So we're good. We're all on the same page.
Man, look, how did y'all? And I'm gonna stop asking questions. We can talk about this off air. So I'll just let you know one of the things I enjoy, and I want to ask you, how did y'all come up with the idea? I just want to let you know, man, I enjoy the fact that you and Randy have your mothers, the segment where they talk before the show. Like I think that's awesome. I just think it's so cool that y'all got your mothers to say something on there. Like it's special that they could play a part in that. I think that's like super dope.
We're both. I don't know if Randy would be comfortable with me using this term, but he's not here.
Yeah.
We're both mama's boys. We're both raised by. My parents were divorced, so my mom was a single mom, but my dad was, at least my dad was around. Randy was raised by a single mom, and so we're we love them, and we wouldn't be doing the show if they didn't raise us how they did. So they also demanded to have their voices on the air. So we've got moms that are divas, and they said we need to be a part of it. It's funny. Randy had a cookout a couple weeks ago, and we were hanging out, and his mom was there, and she was like, "I need to talk to you about our intro." And I was like, "Okay, sure, yeah." She was like, "We need a new one. It's good, but we've evolved." Me and your mom have evolved as artists, so we need to make a new one. So I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Whatever you say."
Hey,
whatever
man,
you say.
I love that. I love that. Listen, and if y'all want to hear that, you can go to the Odyssey app, look up 92.9 The Game, and you can find the Andy and Randy show. You can also, if you're in the city of Atlanta, right, turn to 92.9 The Game on FM, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Check Andy out. Check Randy out. It's a really, really dope show.
Thank you.
Andy, we appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you
my
so
brother.
much, man. Y'all give it up for Andy Bunker one good time. Y'all give it up. Hey, and on that note, we got another show in the books, and like we tell you every single time, the Waterboyz Show, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. You see the shirt, Atlanta made. Atlanta will always be in me and a part of me. So on behalf of myself, Trey, my partner B Rich, we got Andy Bunker in the building, and Aaron Pittman, the Waterboyz Show. We are out.
Kill the camera.